Hi guys, Will here from WP Trading and welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so that you don't miss any of the free content that I share with the trading community here on YouTube. So really great to have you back here on the channel as always, and I've got something really exciting to share with you all today in the form of an interview with a trader, Ava Bellos, who's been working with me and trading my strategies alongside me across the last just below 12 months now. And her story is one that I think is really going to resonate with many traders out there, and it just goes to show what's possible too. As you're about to hear within the interview itself that we recorded just yesterday via Skype, Ava's been trading for roughly 10 years now and had more or less only ever lost money across this time period, having emptied 4 or 5 accounts completely in the process. And in the end, there was only one thing that she hadn't yet tried, and that was mechanical, rule-based strategies. And as you're about to hear, since she found me, joined me, and began trading using rules, well, let's just say her results really do speak for themselves. And of course, we cover these together in the conversation that you're about to hear. So let's dive into the conversation. And within this, we cover everything from where Ava was within her trading before she found me, the impact that trading mechanically has had on her trading career and performance, what advice Ava would give to a trader who's still stuck where she was originally, and much more on top of that. So with that, stay tuned and let's get into the conversation. Absolutely. So let's start from the beginning. Perhaps you could start by giving us some background on where you were before we started working together.
So I've been trading the market on and off for about, if I was to be honest with myself, about 10 years, I'd say. Sort of the DAX, the S&P 500, the major 5 currency pairs. I've made some money, I've lost some money, I've wiped out quite a number of accounts, if I'm honest with myself, maybe wiped about 4 or 5 accounts. So that's my 10-year journey in a nutshell, really. Found various strategies with various coaches, tried them all. They're all reputable companies, coaches, can't fault them, but I suppose it's finding a market and a strategy that resonates with yourself, and I suppose you get to find that by trial and error, and you keep on trying different strategies and different methods and different coaches. So yes.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's really important to find what works for you, and it sounds like you found exactly that now, which is great.
Yes, right from the onset, I knew the DAX market quite well because I've traded it good for years. So I felt like I knew the market, and I thought, what can I do? How can I find somebody whose forte is DAX market, and something that would fit my lifestyle? And a few clicks on the internet, and I came across yourself.
Ah, fantastic. Well, that actually leads really well into the next question that I was going to ask you, which is, how did you find me? Which, of course, you've just answered. And more importantly, what made you actually take action, pull the trigger, and invest in yourself and actually join me?
First of all, that you were. I looked at a lot of your YouTube videos, and they were predominantly based on the DAX market. So I thought, okay, this chap is talking about a market that I already know, I'm familiar with. And of the YouTube videos that I viewed, it appeared that the strategy that you were sort of giving snippets of were sort of mechanical, seemed relatively simple, straightforward, that would fit my lifestyle. I've got a full-time job, so I cannot be looking at a trade from my workplace all the time. So I wanted something that I can just put on and just leave. And that's when I contacted, because I went onto your website. There was various strategies, and I thought, okay, that's when I reached out to yourself, and I explained my scenario, my situation, my work lifestyle, and then you recommended the strategy that you did that I'm working on.
Brilliant. And although you have all of my strategies, you're focusing on the DAX strategy and in particular only taking very high risk reward DAX setups, along with the do on swing strategy at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Great. Okay, so talk to me about how you found those two strategies combined across the last, let's say, 6 months.
For me, it's been quite phenomenal, actually. I found the strategy the way you explained it, the layout of the actual strategy was a lot of clarity. It was very clear. So I found that quite easy to sort of take on board and apply immediately, actually, because I remember when I got the system, you were quite clear on, read through the strategy, reread it more than once. And then I got the strategy, I think, on the evening, and I spent about 4 hours going through the whole strategy about 3 or 4 times. And I thought, right, I'm ready. The next day, come the open of the market, I was in. So, yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. And it was actually just below a year ago that you joined me now, wasn't it? So last June, I think you came on board. So let me ask, how have things changed within your trading since joining me? What would you say?
Um, the strategies worked immediately. I knew immediately then that this was something that it felt right to me. It felt the strategy, it sort of resonated with me. And I thought, no, of all the strategies I have used, they all work to a certain extent, but it's finding that strategy that resonates with you and works with you, your lifestyle. And after trading maybe a few months, I thought, okay, this could get quite serious. And then I believe that I reached out to you and inquired about if you did mentoring. And I think at the time you'd taken on a group or something, and there'll be something in the future or something like that. But I knew at that time, thinking, okay, this could get quite serious if I fully immerse myself. But yes.
That's brilliant. So really you found that when you actually decided to focus in and take trading seriously, that is really when the results started to kind of come on their own, really.
Yes, definitely. When I started recording my trades and looking at sort of going back and doing trade analysis on a weekly basis and a monthly basis, and I'm thinking, okay, this could get quite serious now. So yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to hear. Well, let's touch on the results. Tell me about the actual pound by pound results so far.
Well, I've emailed you my trade log as at last Thursday, the day before Good Friday. Most certainly, in these trying times, I've found that I've had my best results to date, I would say, and I've started off with a very small capital, as you know. And I can't remember the total. You've got the balance in front of you. I'm not looking at my spreadsheet at the moment. But I've only started off with this. Starting off your mentoring, I only started off with £500. So yes.
Absolutely, yeah. So you started the year this year with £500 at the start of January. I'm just looking at your trade record now. So far you've turned £500 into £2,259.54. And via the DAX itself, as I know that market is your focus, via the higher risk reward entries, you generated a total of 3,365.1 points, which can't be argued with.
Yes. Yes. I mean, the last sort of 3 weeks, 4 weeks has been phenomenal. Although we're going through some very trying times, the whole world is, the market has been very phenomenal. And I found that this strategy has worked beautifully, particularly with a small account.
That's brilliant. Really glad that you're happy. And for those of you listening to this, let me just clarify. Ava uses the DAX strategy, but only takes trades that are in excess of 5R. And she also uses the D1 swing strategy, and she used that to actually get short the S&P from more or less the top a few weeks ago, which is why she's found this period so profitable. So, Ava, let me ask what your goals are for the future.
Okay. I mean, with your support, thank you very much for your mentoring and support that we have on a monthly basis. That helps immensely. I'm actually, for the first time, I've thought about it in the past actually, but never quite thought it would become a reality. I know in our last call, I shared some ideas that this could potentially turn into something sort of full time. When I say full time, doing exactly what I'm doing first in the morning, but there is a serious potential of this becoming in maybe, I don't know, 18 months time, 2 years time, of something that I can do, that becoming my sole sort of income. And that's my sort of target.
Great. Yeah. So that's the long-term goal to trade full time.
Yes, most certainly.
Brilliant. And you're happy that you're well on path to achieve that now too.
If I mean, should I? Yeah, I feel for the first time genuinely that it's possible. Yes.
Fantastic. And I have to say, it's been a real pleasure to work with you as well, Ava. And I certainly can't take much credit here because you've definitely done the hard work required. So, what would you say to someone who's listening to this interview right now? They're perhaps struggling within their own trading, they're thinking of joining us in trading the strategies, but they're on the fence. What would your advice be to them?
I would say to them that, I mean, going back to when I was a complete sort of newbie and embarking on a new strategy, you can start with a very small account. I'm proof of that. And you can build it up. Stick to the strategy, follow the strategy, no deviation whatsoever. Um, and consistency is key. So every single day, you've seen my trade log, barring a day here and there, which I felt that I wasn't able to trade. I've traded every single day, and I've traded the strategy to the T. Okay, there's been some tweaks here and there, but it's been this. It's basically following the strategy every single day, and believe in it. Really, I suppose. Most certainly logging the trades, every single trade, and looking back on them and making notes where perhaps possibly I could have tweaked it a little bit. But yes, you can start with a very small capital like I have and work your way building up a sort of a reasonable sizable account.
Brilliant. Okay, so what would you say has made the difference for you in terms of, has it been implementing rules? Has it been having a mentor? Has it been, just having the same repeatable process in place once every single morning religiously, only taking one trade per day? Has it been recording your trades, or what would you say has made the difference?
I think it's a combination of things that go hand in hand. It's not one thing. So definitely the most certainly the strategy. It's the trade logs. Most certainly having been mentored by yourself, your guidance, accountability as well. I feel you have to be trading this every single day. It's not something like, oh, I'll just trade it once a day, once a week, twice a week, and and see how it goes. You've got to be trading it every single day, unless the market is closed for whatever reason. You've got to be trading every single day, and then seeing those logs, trade logs, when I'm doing a review of my trade logs, sort of monthly, and seeing what I could have done better, or if I'd gone into a trade which I hadn't followed the strategy, then the results have been that it hasn't worked out, things like that. So it's a combination of a whole array of, I would say, hand in hand, from the strategy, from the trade logs, from the mentoring. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, Ava, thank you so much for jumping on Sky with me and letting me ask you a few questions today. It's been a real pleasure to work with you across the last 12 months or so. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to our next mentoring session in a few days' time.
Thank you, and I hope it helps somebody who's completely new. Yes, absolutely.